You're listening to the Hill Brothers Podcast.
What's going on, Tar Heels? It's March Madness. The Tar Heels are out. Players are in the portal. We're the Hill Brothers. This is podcast number 16. Who's ready to do this thing? Nathan, how you feel?
I feel like I'm falling apart, just like North Carolina athletics has been as of late. How about you?
I'm well put together.
Yeah.
The construction of North Carolina's basketball team is not. Hey, but they have a general manager now, so look out.
Yeah,
We're
that and
rolling
they're,
with
they're
the big
talking to people,
dogs.
dude.
Oh yeah,
I
they're
like
talking to
the
people.
I like the WrestleMania touch tonight. You got the Manovic Jey Uso deal going on tonight.
Yeah. Little, switch it up a little bit,
little.
Now, I don't know, I don't. It's not,
Do you need a coffee? I mean, what is
No,
wrong?
no.
Oh man, I tell you, I got my two coffees as normal. I got one. I keep in a travel mug. That way it stays a little bit warm. And this one I'll down in just a minute. That way I can get to the other one.
Yeah.
Oh man,
The
hey,
Hill
North
Brothers
Carolina
and the Hill Brothers.
Yeah, we're those
The Hill
people.
Brothers.
Are we? Is there two of us now? Are there clones? I put out a patent for that, and I don't think I ever gotten back. So if there are some clones, I have some lawyers I need to get in contact with.
Maybe one of these days will be the main event. That's all I'm saying.
Yeet.
Yeet.
You were saying. Welcome to welcome to podcast 16, everybody. If you're already clueless, welcome in, and you're right at home.
If you have no idea, because we have no idea, and there's no ideas.
No.
Baseball.
Oh, hey, 2-1. I guessed it. I guessed it right. I felt good about myself.
2-1.
2-1.
13-8 against South Carolina.
Yeah, and dude, you said that North Carolina last year was good on Sundays, and by God, 10-0 game Sunday against BC.
You want to know the weird thing about Sunday's game? Aiden Houck had a no-hitter. 2 outs. 2 outs in the bottom of the seventh. If the batter's out, the game is over, and Aiden Houck goes a no-hitter. The batter hits the ball. It hits his teammate that is running from first to second. That guy is out, so that records the third out. The funny thing about it is that also goes down as a hit for the batter. So the game's over, and Aiden Houck loses his no-hitter. You know what happened after that?
What happened after that?
The Tar Heels hit the showers.
I was about to say, did they sing Carolina victory and go home?
No. They hit the showers.
They hit the showers. That's good.
And you know what they probably showered with?
Well, considering they had a bomb Sunday and the series was done, they may have showered with a grenade.
With a grenade. I think they did shower with freedom. In
like
the shape
that?
of a grenade. It probably looked exactly like a bar of K-Bar soap. And,
he's working on it, ladies and gentlemen. He's working on it. Let's and cheer him on. Get in the comments and cheer this man on. Let's go.
I don't host. I'm not a host. I'm not an ad read, and I'm definitely not an off-the-cuff ad reader. But no, the Tar Heels, they probably showered with a grenade since they just absolutely blew away Boston College Sunday. And if I had to guess, they probably used our code, HB15, to save 15% off their purchase at kbarsoapco.com. It's premium, it's long lasting, and it's all natural. Your skin will thank you later. And I'm sure it was extremely cold in Boston this weekend. It was not warm.
Yeah.
So I know the Hills are showering with K-Bar Soap Co. because I didn't see nobody else out there scratching and itching their dry, flaky skin because they use Axe, Old Spice.
That other stuff will do it too. You get those soaps with all those daggum additives and preservatives and
Smelly
adjectives
goods.
and adjectives and all those different things inside. And dude, you'll look at them. They'll be out there in the outfield, daggum scratching and shaking like a dog crapping peach seeds. They're having a hard time out there when they use that other stuff, man. So use the K-Bar soap. Get it. Go to kbar.com. kbarco.com. I'll figure this thing out eventually. And you go in there, you put in
kbarsoapco.com.
that guy, do that thing. And don't do .org, because I have come to believe that if you do .org, it'll send you to a site that looks very similar and they will sell you bars of soap. But the deal is, when you go to take a shower, it actually is liquid activated thermite. Do not do that. I tell you, the testimonials of that have not come out very well. So be sure, go to kbarsoapco.com, COM, not .org, because if you do, you're going to look like a giant jelly man whenever you get burned that bad. It's bad. Don't look at it. Don't look on the internet. Don't look that stuff up. Don't do that. Anyway, once you do that, you can look good. You can smell good. It's all clean. It's all natural. It's all essential oil based. You'll be shinier than, I'm not saying that. Never mind. I want to say it.
Shinier than a new penny?
Sure. You're going to be shinier than a brand new solid penny, a new copper penny. Do they still make those? Or didn't they talk about
coated? I'm not sure. It's whatever.
Well,
who cares?
You'll shine like a real penny, not no copper coated penny, not those fake things that they be selling you. So be sure, go on there, HP15, 15% off your order. Let them know the Hill Brothers sent you, and you'll be thanking us later.
Yep. I agree.
Speaking of Boston, I have a Boston Red Sox cup because it wasn't all that long ago. You and I both were in Boston, having ourselves a grandiose time.
I could have packed some of that K-Bar soap for that trip.
You did not, and
I did not.
Boy,
I had to use hotel soap.
The scents that come out of him when he doesn't pack his K-Bar, it's rough. That's good stuff.
Terrible. So March Madness, how's your bracket?
You know, honestly, I don't know. I'll check that right now, as a matter of fact. Here we go, back and look at stuff up while we're live on the air. Arizona and Duke are playing currently as we are talking about, and that is a game that we're obviously keeping very close eye on. It's a 1-point game. Duke leads 17-16 with 12-19 to go in the first half. I fully expect Duke to win that game.
It's 16-17. It's 16-15 Arizona, but you're slightly ahead.
Joss. But
the future.
Florida won by 16. Alabama just destroyed. I mean, it was a close game there at first, but then Alabama just went nuts. I fully expect Duke to win tonight, but I would love it if Caleb Love sends them people home.
The season of love.
And by the time that you guys see this thing, you will already know the answer to that question. So either I'm a happy man, or I am hoping to death that Alabama does what I actually predicted Alabama to do, and that is knock out hey, I'm in first place in the Hill Brothers bracket. Ooh. With you. It's me and Tori are tied with 540 points. I have the most points left available to get with 1,700. You have the second closest with 1,680, and Tori has 1,660. So currently, I am looking pretty. I am 79.3% on my bracket. How about you, sir? You're 69.8. Congratulations.
So I'm not too far behind. So it's really, if everything should pretty much hold out, and it's going to come down to the championship game.
Yeah, and really, it all depends on, for me, it's Auburn. If Auburn doesn't make it, Auburn and Alabama, because I've got Alabama beating Duke next round, and then I've got Auburn getting to the championship.
Yeah, see, I have Florida and Duke making it to the championship.
I could see
So
it. I got the Iron Bowl in the national championship. I picked Auburn and Alabama with Auburn winning.
everybody's discounting Houston.
I wanted to put Houston, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to get got.
They probably will. Who knows?
Yeah. But Houston. Quite frankly, if Houston won the national championship, it would not surprise me one bit. They play
No.
really well together, and Houston's been putting some good teams together over the last few years.
Hey, but you know who's not winning the national championship?
North Carolina
That's it.
and West Virginia on the women's side. We talked about that last week, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, West
North Carolina
Virginia.
sent West Virginia packing in baseball last year in the Super Regional.
Basketball.
North Carolina kept West Virginia from packing for the NCAA tournament this year, and North Carolina sent West Virginia back to West Virginia. So North Carolina doesn't like West Virginia.
Nope, not
West
at all.
Virginia
Yep.
does not like North Carolina.
And North Carolina is actually trying to poach, I think, one of their guards.
Ew.
Thank you, Jim Tanner. Hey, that's all right. Any player that's good, come to us. You want to talk about that now? Do we want to get into that now, or do we want to talk about that in a minute?
Oh, let's get into it. Elliot Cadeau, portal.
Yeah. Gone
Thoughts?
after 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Boy,
Wanted to be one and done.
Do you want me to go first or you?
I'm the host of this thing. You go first.
Let you love it. Wow. Elliot's freshman year was one that went, I thought, pretty well, extremely well. He came in and played really well for us. This guy is a wizard with the ball. He could really make you pay. On the drive, this dude has a driving game. He can drive to the basket. Was not very good from the 3-point line. Got a little bit better this year. Worked on it big time. He got a little bit better. But outside of driving to the basket and the occasional 3-point shot, he has a lot of work to do. Had some confidence issues from what I've heard. AJ from THI talked about that Elliot talked to him personally and said, I have some confidence issues. The last couple of weeks for Elliot Cadeau have been his best all season, and that holds true. But considering, by the way, we was talking about the point guards coming in. It's Isaiah Dennis and Derek Dixon.
Isaiah Dennis.
Yeah. You've got 2 guards that are coming in. You more than likely have, I personally, now I could be completely wrong, but considering how his season went, I think you have Ian coming back as well, even though he is a shooting guard.
You have to pay him.
Guard. You are going to have to pay him. But, you might not have to pay him as much considering what the NBA says. All depends on them. Drake Powell, in my opinion, has a better chance of going to the NBA this year than Ian does. That's just me, and I could be wrong. I don't know what scouts see. Scouts are scouts for a reason. I'm a numbnuts that sits on here with North Carolina gear, and I talk basketball very novicely. Anyway, but I ultimately think that with Elliot hitting the portal, it's probably best for both sides. Because Elliot is a guy that at times can be in this elite point guard. And he kind of reminds me of Caleb Love in this way. Caleb Love could be elite, but then there was a lot of times he could just be boneheaded.
Yeah.
And do stuff out of character. And you say out of character, but maybe that's just him. Maybe he's just one of those, they like they say in the NFL and football world, you're a gunslinger. Quarterback, you're a gunslinger. Everybody was like, "Oh, Matthew Stafford, he's careless with the ball at times." No, he's just a gunslinger. This guy's gonna take a shot, and if it hits, it's beautiful. If it doesn't, it's like, hey, what the freak were you thinking there?
The difference in the Final Four game against the Blue Devils and an ill-advised 3 that he didn't make. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And who knows, man? If Caleb misses that 3, then maybe we're talking about, oh, that's a dumb shot, like Jalen Withers last year. Anyway,
against Alabama.
Yeah, but I think it's best for both sides. Whoever, he's going to have plenty of suitors in the portal. That is for sure. There is going to be no small list of suitors. And I think even at a power 4 level, you're going to have guys that are coming after him left, right, and center to try and get him. And when they get him, there are things in his game he's still going to have to work on no matter where the heck he goes. But
his shot,
he has, his shot and his mid-range game, for sure. And the ability not to foul, he's got to work on fouling. Now, some stuff throughout the year we noticed that was a little BS, and I think we can clearly say that. But I just think that for what this season ended up being, his mom is another thing. She is a distraction off the court.
Yeah.
She is 100% a distraction. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Trying to stick up for your kid. You're kind of seeing this thing right now between LeBron and Stephen A. kind of play out.
That's insane.
It's really not. I don't see why everybody's so mad at Stephen A. for. I mean, what the heck did he do?
No, I didn't say I blame Stephen A.
And like everybody, like all of the players are like, "Oh my God, Stephen A. How could you even say such a thing?" Like, he told the truth. Shut up. But Mama Cadeau is, she tweets a lot. She's taken up for her kid. She believes in her kid, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do that. Going back and forth at people is a little crazy. I don't understand the whole going back, because that just kind of comes with the territory. And evidently, from what insiders are saying publicly, I'm not saying anything that's private, that is a part of this issue here that's going on. Yeah. And the role that Hubert evidently has for Elliot going forth, it just clashes with him. And I think if Elliot could stay and felt like he could expand in his mind where he wants to get to, he would. But clearly there's a disconnect, a big disconnect. Yeah. And I think that's just ultimately where this thing is.
Yeah, that's
what say you, host?
For the kid. Yeah, playing point guard for North Carolina is not easy. You had greats that have done it. Kendall Marshall, Joel Berry.
I love Joel Berry. He is my favorite North Carolina player of all time.
Marcus Page, Kenny Smith.
And hey, real quick, before you continue, one thing about every single one of those guys and why they were successful, and Marcus unfortunately didn't win a championship. That's really unfortunate. But Joel, yeah, it's so saddening. But the Raymond Feltons, the Joel Berries, the bless it, help me out, 2009.
Kendall Marshall.
Thank you. The reason
Kendall Marshall didn't win a championship. That was Ty Lawson.
There you go, Ty Lawson. The reason they're all champions, they had dog in them. They were dogs, and unfortunately, I just don't think Elliot has that.
Yeah, I don't know. He always seems to try to draw the foul.
Yeah.
Either on defense or offense. And then if you get it, great. If you don't, like, where's my call?
Yeah.
And you see that a lot in the NBA, and it transfers.
New age basketball players.
It transfers down, but in some of these games, like, you just got to be tough.
Yeah.
And
that's one thing Duke's got. I hate to say it, but it's true.
North Carolina did not have that this year. I mean, period. I mean, you saw it in the first half against Ole Miss. Jalen Washington just got absolutely bullied by their center. I mean, pushed under the basket every time, like 3 or 4 straight possessions.
Mm-hmm.
Just pushed right under the basket, and the guy just flipped it up and in. Which I think is another reason why, he's in the portal.
Yeah.
I don't know whose decision it was. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't really Washington's decision.
You think it might be kind of like a Puff Johnson deal? Like, hey, I'm not gonna force you out, but I'm not gonna hold you by the seat of your pants to keep you.
Right. Basically in these exit meetings you see, you'd be like, well, this is what I got for you. And this is, this is going to be your role going forward. If you don't like that role, we understand.
Right.
And they make that role minuscule. So,
and think about it. Think about the talk about him coming into the season. Armando Bacot's gone. Everybody's talking about, coming out of camp. It was, hey, daggum, Jalen Washington's he's gotten stronger. His post presence has gotten better. You saw videos of him, putting in, some big boy moves down there in the post. And Vin Allen Lubin ends up being your starting center majority of the time towards the back half of the season. And then Vin just went crazy. I think Vin Allen Lubin got unlocked finally at the last part of the season. And I'll be curious to see what happens with him next year.
Well, here's a hot take. If Van Allen Lubin is our starting center next year, North Carolina's in trouble again next year.
Yeah. I believe, yeah, I'm with you on that.
So, there's that. So yeah, those are the first 2 portal departures that have filtered through. Then, I'll be. Everybody's like, "Oh, K Tyson." I wonder if K Tyson will stay or go.
That is a good question.
Because I'll let me pose this question. If you're K Tyson, you're at North Carolina, you're under scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor has it they paid him 100 G's in NIL for this season.
Right.
Obviously, he wasn't worth $100.
Yeah.
It just isn't worth.
There's actually I have a fun thought that AJ brought up to me, and I'll bring it up. But go ahead and finish your statement.
But after this season, what he put on tape, there's nobody in the power conferences going to be like, yeah, come on over. We'll put you in the scholarship.
Yeah.
So what you're going to go from D whatever back down to D1 back down to D whatever? I don't think so. Just get your education and play, practice, and maybe a summer or a year under that. Maybe his confidence grows a little bit. And if it doesn't, well, what does it bother me? Because scholarships are getting increased anyway this year with that revenue share and whatnot.
Right. Which will really help.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be a 3-point shooter that didn't shoot the 3 very well.
We also didn't get much run. And here's something that AJ brought up that I thought was very interesting. I didn't think about it like this. Mm-hmm. Here's the difference. And Elliot Cadeau is getting ready to find this out. Here's the difference between being a homegrown guy versus being a transfer portal guy. When you're a homegrown guy, you have a connection with not only the fan base, but the recruiting staff, everything for months or maybe even years before you even get here. Then when you brought in, they're willing to work with you some. When you're a transfer, they don't know you from Adam's house cat. So you come in, and if you aren't doing immediately what everybody expects you to do. Like, everybody expected Cade Tyson to come in and be. I did a video where it talked about potential Brady Manic 2.0. That was a video,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
And when that didn't happen, the basketball, like, it didn't take but a game or two before Hubert pulled him and you never saw him again. They don't have that loyalty to you that a homegrown person has. And if I'm Cade Tyson, and you were kind of alluding to it a little bit, and I like where you were going with it. If I'm Cade, this was rock bottom for you. Okay, you come from Belmont. You were a sharp shooting, small forward, 3 player at Belmont. Just because you come to North Carolina and you had a bad season doesn't mean you can't be that. But you got to get used to this level. And if I'm Cade Tyson, I'm thinking, okay, Hubert Davis, coach, what can I do in the off season to get better? Like, I want to get run with guys consistently. I've been in this program for a year now. I've been in here. I want to work. I want to continue to get better. What can we do now that Jim Tanner is worried, a little bit more about other stuff? He's kind of able to take some responsibility off of Hubert Davis. Coach, I want to work with some specialists. I want to work with some trainers, and I want to get to a point where I can play. I'm not expecting to be a starter, but I want to be a key rotation piece if I can be. And I want to earn my spot and get in there and just start working and get your body stronger. And once you start getting stronger and you start getting your game, everything will start clicking for you. People need that. Some guys just need that kind of thing. And I feel like that's what Cade Tyson should do. If I'm him, if Hubert Davis isn't saying, I don't want you on my team. And I feel like if he would have already been in the portal. If Hubert Davis isn't saying that, like, hey, we're bringing in guys. You're not guaranteed. But if you really, I don't know how long Cade Tyson has. I need to look that up. But,
I think it's one more season. I think.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose?
Get your education, kid.
Yeah, get your education. You're at a great place, UNC. They got plenty of teachers. Get your education and start learning some stuff. And just start learning. And if you come in there and he has one good season, I don't know what Cade Tyson wants to do after school. I don't know if he wants to attempt to go to the pros or even try it or go Europe or wherever the case may be, or if he has a career in mind. But if he can come in and just be a rotation piece, then hey, there you go. And the thing about it is his potential is still way the heck up here.
Yeah. I mean, what his ceiling is.
Yeah.
You just got to limit the floor.
Right. And I thought Cade Tyson had some moments where he was good defensively. That was just me. And I would have liked to have saw him, if anything else, just there defensively. But North Carolina always found, and what hurt Cade is that North Carolina found themselves in so many holes that there was no chance to see Cade in the game. And that hurt him.
In big games, you're getting down double digits in the first half. You're not bringing your experimental piece off the bench to be like, well, I wonder if he can hit a couple threes for us. You're already down 15, So
some small news real quick, just for people listening to the podcast. If you made it 30 minutes in, Ian Jackson is looking into the draft, but it is not guaranteed, and he will take his time.
And that's good.
Live from the cellular.
Is he an NBA player? Yes, he will be an NBA player. Yes. Is he an NBA player right now? I do not believe so.
He is a G League level guy right now.
Yeah, and that's not what you want.
Not with the potential that he come in with.
And
here's the thing. I think there's something that needs to be said that I don't think people talk about enough. Because if you come in with all this hype, all this thing, and you don't live up to it in year one, they're like, "Oh, this guy's just a bust." Sometimes it takes guys a little bit of time, and that's okay. That is completely okay. Just saying. Of course, we always want Johnny 5-star to be Johnny 5-star when he comes in. And sometimes you get him and sometimes you don't.
And he wasn't the number one option. The number one option was always RJ. RJ was your go-to guy when you needed a bucket. In those 3 or 4 games in the middle of the season, yeah, North Carolina saw what Ian could do, 20 points a game for what, 4 straight games, 3 straight games?
Yeah.
Just lighting the world on fire. He shot the 3 better this season than anybody thought he would. Now, towards the end of the season, he did regress back towards he regressed, worked that percentage back down to the mean. And all those funny pictures and gifs that you saw of Cade Tyson bouncing the ball, shooting the ball from the corner and, hitting the backboard. Well, I saw Ian Jackson have some just as hideous 3-point attempts, and nobody made gifs and fun of him when he shot the ball poorly.
Right.
But at the same time, the guy can score.
Definitely.
Drake can defend.
Yeah.
I like Drake. Me personally, Drake at 6'7", that translates.
Mm-hmm.
You got Drake at 6'7" at the 3. You go get one of these, unicorn 4s,
Mm-hmm.
and a footer at the 5.
And Cade Tyson becomes somewhat of a rotation piece.
And then you got what you need. You got Caleb Wilson. He's coming.
Yeah, I didn't think about him. Holy cow.
So, North Carolina has the opportunity. And, let's be honest. These coaches are coaching for their North Carolina coaching career next season.
Yes, they are. 100%. And quite frankly, this seat is not as hot as it would have been if on Selection Sunday they picked West Virginia.
No, I think the temperature is just as warm.
You can make an argument for it. I could see an argument for that. It helps.
It's just North Carolina outplayed San Diego State.
Yeah.
Outplayed them. But it's a Mountain West team.
Right.
Say what you want about the metrics. Mountain West, they play lower division schools early in the season, blow them out by 30, and that increases their net rank. When the Mountain West gets into the tournament, they falter. You saw North Carolina become North Carolina as soon as they faced a team of substance. Got down big early. Clawed all the way back.
Go ahead.
Just to lose. They did it 12 or 13 times this year.
My question is this. How in the world? It's like they're not ready to play games. We talked about this from game one. Game one of the season. It was like, man, North Carolina and it got exposed at Maui, and it never changed. Ever. Where they would go down these big excessive double-digit 20-point deficits, and they would claw their way back. They would play the kind of basketball we saw them play the entire San Diego State game in the second halves of these games. And then, boom, they would either pull out the win or barely lose. And that works in the early season, but that don't work when you get to March. You cannot get into the tournament and expect to do that all the time. Does stuff like that happen? Yeah, occasionally. But it's very rare, especially when you get into the later rounds. Ain't no way you're doing. Ain't no way you're going to be, Arizona goes down, let's say 20 to Duke tonight. Oh, let's just come storming back. That foot on the Tiger's neck.
No, ain't happening.
So,
what about football? Know anything good about football?
No.
Cam Johnson.
Right. I mean, right now they got spring going on and everything. So, little bit of information comes out here. I'm still very, very curious about the quarterback position.
Yeah, something. I heard something today that Jacoby was supposed to throw for North Carolina. Was supposed to be the quarterback for North Carolina's pro day this past week or last week. Something came up, he couldn't throw. So it was Bryce Baker that threw the pro day.
He sure did.
That's
And honestly, dude,
big time.
I'm honestly thinking that I'm of the belief right now, unless a quarterback joins North Carolina, which is still a possibility.
Yeah,
I think Bryce Baker's going to be your quarterback.
He could be.
I got it. Now we did lose Zaid Lott, but that was a 3-star quarterback. I think he just kind of
2026 guy.
Yeah, he kind of knew the writing was on the wall there, and it just didn't end up working out for him. But, yeah, I'm curious to know what's going to happen. And dude, I can't call it. I got no idea. I really don't. And that's the thing about this team. We don't know what the heck we got. I mean, you have a lot of pieces that look pretty dang good. Now, the question is what happens when they get
spring practice?
I believe it's April the 12th.
Oh, the first day of the Masters.
Yeah. And I will not be able to attend that, unfortunately.
I won't either.
Yeah, it's a night game, or not, I say night game, but night practice, whatever. I wonder what they're doing. I wonder if they will scrimmage any.
I wonder if there'll be any TV coverage.
I would highly doubt that. I mean, especially it being evening time too. I mean, when they do stuff like that, they'll do it in the middle of the day, 3 o'clock at the latest is when they'll do their start time. So you're ending about 6. But I don't think they do. I don't think anybody's done a spring game at night. I could be wrong, but of recent memory, that is. I don't know. I think that could be fun. That could be pretty fun. And if you are going, it looks like you'll be getting a treat. When you go, it looks.
I think there's an autograph session after the end.
Yeah,
or
there's a whole big ordeal
I'm not
going.
sure.
I'm sure they'll probably. If I'm North Carolina, I'm making it a spectacle. Kind of give people a taste of what the season's going to look like. Do the bell tower deal with the canopies and the food. Just do it because it's going to attract people. That stadium, it would not surprise me if that stadium's majority full. Seriously.
The lower bowl, I wouldn't expect the upper bowl to be full.
Well, yeah. I don't think they'll open the upper decks, but if that stadium is majority full, it would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah.
Especially it being a free event too.
Yeah.
And ticket prices, what they are. Not everybody's saying like, hey, I don't think I'll be able to me this year. I will not be able to go to a game. I won't. So which is saddening.
We can go to Charlotte. We can go watch them at Charlotte.
Dude, the Charlotte tickets are just as bad because that stadium's small.
Small, yeah.
Real small. And them Charlotte 49er fans like, first time, here we go, Jerry Richardson Stadium. Let's get it, Bo. And
I really thought I heard somebody say that was in Bank of America.
They're trying to get it moved there. North Carolina is. They're trying to get it moved there, but the Charlotte 49ers.
If it's a Bank of America, we should be able to afford that.
Well, the problem is the week before that, Charlotte plays App State in Bank of America Stadium in the Duke's Mayo Classic. So that's what they're kind of running into. Like, hey, we just put this on playing inside of Bank of America. We're going to do back-to-back. So
you want the
I think the
concession?
new
it's Bill Belichick. What?
Well, if I'm the Charlotte 49ers, heck yeah, I'm trying to have it at my field. If I'm Charlotte.
Yeah, it'll sell out, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to sell it out to North Carolina. It's not going to be it won't be home field advantage for you guys, I don't think.
I don't know. I know a ton of those 49er fans, I'm telling you, just like they are crazy.
Yeah, you might be right.
Like they are freaking nuts. They are, they don't play. Yeah. And they're loud. They are loud. And they love their team. As bad as they may be at times, they love their team. And they got that brand new head coach too. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens there.
I hope they move it to Bank of America so I can go.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to see. Yeah, the only football game that I know that I am going to do everything in my power to attend this year, LA at Carolina.
Oh, the Rams at the Panthers.
I've never been able to watch my Rams play live ever. Never been able to.
What day is that? We might have to try to get up and go to that one.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they've released the date for it yet. Rams. Let's see. That's NFL scores. Yeah, they just have. I know on ESPN they just have the scores from this Rams versus Panthers 2025. Here we go. 2025. Yeah, it's to be announced. To be announced. It won't be too much longer, and I think it's a little bit after draft. I think it's a little bit after the draft. They announce the thing. By the way, we'll talk a little NFL before we get out of here. Stephon Diggs is now a New England Patriot. Drizzy Drake got a wide receiver 1. Also, the Patriots are not done trying to secure top end wide receivers. They're going after 1 or 2 more, seeing if they can. The Patriots and the Panthers have spent a lot of money this year.
Yeah, I've seen the Panthers spend a lot of money. I haven't, I followed
scrimmage.
Along the lines of scrimmage, and they need that if Bryce Baker's the quarterback going forward. You got to protect the little fella.
The wee little whippersnapper, the little froglet running around.
I am. I'm a Panthers fan, and if we can make it to the Carolina Panther Ram game, I'll cheer for the Panthers while you cheer for the Rams. That's fine.
In a world full of bullfrogs, Bryce Baker's the little cricket. Boy, yeah. They were in on the DK Metcalf trade, but it didn't end up going through, and he went to the New England or the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, and I think that was a mistake altogether. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what the heck he's doing. He's doing too much ayahuasca to figure out.
You're doing something. Let me tell you, you're doing something.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck he's doing. But yeah, man. I'm excited. I never have I ever thought I would ever cheer for the Patriots. But by God, Drake May's just my favorite player. He just is.
Yeah.
He is my favorite. If there was ever a day that man put on a set of horns and ran out, I would lose my mind. Sean McVay, make it happen.
That's a possibility, man. It's possible at some point in his career.
Yeah, honestly, I think Drake will be one of those homers, like the guy, like the team that drafted him, he'll stay with. for a long time, if not forever, outside of, I think the only other team he would go to is his favorite team. That's the Panthers.
Yeah.
I think if Drake was to leave on his own fruition, like on his own, deal, unless he's traded, I honestly think the only time he would ever leave would be to go to the Carolina Panthers, which I wouldn't mind that either.
Yeah, man. Women's basketball, Sweet 16 versus Duke.
Yeah.
That's the rubber match. They split. North Carolina won in Carmichael. Blue Devils won in Cameron. Sweet 16 matchup. Well, no, North Carolina lost to NC State in the ACC tournament. So yeah, the rubber match for the with the Blue Devils in the Sweet 16. And that loss in Cameron, they didn't have Indy Navarre or Alyssa Utsby. All I'm going to say is right now, Caleb Love is a problem.
Caleb Love he is going to do if he's going out, because tonight could be, any game could be his last. Like tonight could be his last game.
Right now, he is a problem.
So if Caleb Love's going to go out, he is going to try and go out, doing everything possible. This is a tie ball game going into halftime.
Caleb just hit a 3.
Yeah, he did. He's got 14. He's 3 of 7 from the field. That sounds about right.
But
5 of 6 on his free throw line.
2 for 3 from the 3-point line.
And it looks like Knipple just made a 3-2. But it's gonna be that is going to be. I'll be curious to see how the rest of that game goes tonight. But maybe Arizona gets it done. I'll see. I'm curious. Outside of that, sir, is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest?
No. Baseball goes down to Miami for a 3-game series starting tomorrow. All late games. I think the first game tomorrow is like 6 o'clock.
I think Miami's been playing decently, right? Or is that? Am I thinking?
No, that's Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State's been going nuts.
Oh man, dude, you're way ahead of me. Yeah, Knipple just hit a 3. Stupid white kid. Jesus Christ.
We need some. See, that's what we need. We need some guys like that. We need some guys that just
players that can make shots. Yeah, we definitely.
And Cooper Flagg just made a 3, so it's 48-42 at halftime.
That's gay. Oh my God, he just hit the Christian Laettner. Makes me sick. Just right up the middle. 4 feet behind the 3-point line.
Well, let's get out of here. What you think?
It makes me want to slit my wrist, bro. God almighty.
Jesus. I'm telling you, I think the only team that's going to knock them out is going to be Alabama.
Man, if somebody could just if he could just roll out of bed and break his big toe, that would be fantastic.
Just to give him a little bit of a hobble.
Just break your toe. You don't even got to break it. Just like rip your toenail off somehow. Yeah. Well, this has been fun.
Get us out of here.
I was really excited until that sequence right there.
Yeah. That gives momentum to Duke coming out of half, but also could really infuriate Arizona.
I'm gonna Caleb go for 30.
To beat this Duke team, he's probably gonna have to. 30, if not more than that.
He's look good. Driving to the basket, He's drawing double teams, and he's making good. He's kicking it out to the corners, making nice passes. He's got a few assists. He looks good, man. He really does. He doesn't look like he's forcing anything yet, so just gotta hope they can weather the storm. And anybody but Duke, bro. Jesus Christ.
Well,
oh my God.
get ready for it.
I mean, I'd prefer Alabama in the national championship before Duke, and I cannot stand. You wouldn't get Nate Oates to shut the stupid hole in his face up.
That you are 100% correct on, sir.
Nate Oates would probably have something to say about North Carolina after he won the national championship. Well, them boys from North Carolina don't got no more practices this week. Oh, God almighty. Where's Duke play? Where are they at right now? Pittsburgh?
No, they're in New Jersey.
Oh, hopefully it's cold and they all get like pneumonia or the flu.
Let's get out of here.
Like that, the Cam Johnson, Kobe White team. Again, Auburn, half the North Carolina squad had the flu.
Yeah, that was tough stuff.
Yeah,
all right,
on fire that game.
Get us out of here. Get us out of this mess.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed podcast number 16. We are the Hill Brothers, Nathan, Allen. Don't forget to go check out our favorite sponsor, K-Bar Soap. Use the code HB15 at checkout. Save you some extra money. And you know how it goes. It's always go Heels. But let's all, put our hands together. Say a nice little prayer. Go to hell, Duke.
Go Wildcats.